Hello everyone. Today I will be summarizing the international bestseller book 0 to 1 authored by Peter Thiel. Every movement in business happens only once. The next Bill Gates will not build an operating system. The next Mark Zuckerberg won't create a social network. If you are copying these guys, you aren't learning from them. It's relatively easy to copy a model than to create something new. Doing what we already know how to do takes the world from 1 to n, that is, adding more of something familiar. But every time we create something new, we go from 0 to 1. The act of creation is singular, as is the moment of creation, and the result is something fresh and strange. 0 to 1 is about how to build companies that create new things. Author Peter Thiel has explained his experiences as a co founder of PayPal and then as an investor in hundreds of startups like Facebook and SpaceX. The paradox of teaching entrepreneurship is that such formula necessarily cannot exist because every innovation is new and unique. No authority can prescribe in concrete terms how to be innovative, right? Author noticed that successful people find value in unexpected places and they do this by thinking about business from first principles instead of formulas. This book stems from a course about startups that author taught at Stanford in 2012. College students can become extremely skilled at a few specialties, but many never learn what to do with those skills in the wider world. Author's primary goal in teaching the class was to help his students see beyond tracks laid down by academic specialties to the broader future that is there to create. Now moving towards next part, that is horizontal and vertical progress. Horizontal or extensive progress means copying things that work going from 1 to n. Horizontal progress is easy to imagine as we already know how it looks. Vertical or intensive progress means doing new things, going from 0 to 1. Vertical progress is harder to imagine because it requires doing something nobody has ever done. If you take one typewriter and build 100 typewriters, you have made horizontal progress. If you have a typewriter and build a word processor, you have made a vertical progress. Single word for horizontal progress is globalization, taking things that work somewhere and making them work everywhere. Single word for vertical progress is technology. The rapid progress of information technology in recent decades provided new and better ways of doing technological innovations. New technology tends to come from new ventures, that is, startups. Facebook was initially started only for one university. Afterwards, slowly they increased their base to multiple universities, cities, states, and distinct countries. So, start small but have long term future goals. Don't try to copy others' products or ideas. Instead, create your own ideas or products. For PayPal to work, author and other PayPal company co-founders needed to attract a critical mass of at least a million users. Advertising was too ineffective to justify the cost. Prospective deals with big banks kept falling through. So, author together with other co-founders decided to pay people to sign up. They gave new customers $10 for joining and $10 more every time they referred a friend. So, Thousands of customers used PayPal and PayPal received an exponential growth rate. Similarly, one needs to find alternative ways to advertise and promote their products or services. Then the dot-com stock market crash happened in 2000. It popped up when a majority of the technology startups that raised money and when public folded when capital went dry. The entrepreneurs learned four big lessons from the dot-com crash that still guide business thinking today. First one, make incremental advances. Small incremental steps are only safe path forward. Second one, stay lean and flexible. All companies must be lean, which is code for unplanned. One should not know what his or her business will do. Planning is arrogant or inflexible. Instead, one should try things out, iterate, and treat entrepreneurship as agnostic experimentation. Third one, improve on the competition. One should build his or her company by improving on recognizable products already offered by successful competitors. Fourth one, focus on product and not on sales. If your product requires advertising or sells people to sell it, it's not good enough. Technology is primarily about product development, not distribution. Moving on to the next part, understanding perfect competition and monopoly. We need to ask ourselves question, what valuable company is nobody building? This question is harder than it looks. Creating value is not enough. One also needs to capture some of the values that we create. This means that every big businesses can be bad businesses. For example, US airline companies serve millions of passengers and create hundreds of billions of dollars of value each year. But in 2012, when the average airfare each way was $178, the airlines made only 37 cents per passenger trip. Comparing US airlines to Google, Google creates less value but captures far more. Google brought in $50 billion in 2012 versus $160 billion for the airlines. But it kept 21% of those revenues as profits, more than 100 times the airline industry's profit margin that year. Google makes so much money that it's now worth 3 times more than every US airlines combined. The airlines compete with each other, but Google stands alone. US Airlines is an example of perfect competition and Google company is of monopoly business. Creative monopoly means new products that benefit everybody and sustainable profits for the creator. Competition means no profits for anybody, no meaningful differentiation, and a struggle for survival. Now let's understand some important characteristics that can help you to create durable and long lasting business. First one, proprietary technology. Proprietary technology is the most substantial advantage a company can have because it makes your product difficult or impossible to replicate. Google search algorithms, for example, return results better than anyone else. Proprietary technologies helps in extremely short page load times and highly accurate query autocompletion. It's very hard for any other company to do what Google did. Second one, network effects. Network effects make a product more useful as more people use it. For example, if all your friends are on Facebook, it makes sense for you to join Facebook too, right? Unilaterally choosing a different social network would only make you an eccentric. Third one, economies of scale. A monopoly business gets stronger as it gets bigger. The fixed cost of creating a product, that is engineering, management, office space, can be spread out over ever great quantities of cells. Software startups can enjoy especially dramatic economies of scale because the marginal cost of producing another copy of product is close to zero. Fourth one, branding. A company has a monopoly on its own brand by definition. So, creating a strong brand is powerful way to claim a monopoly. Let's take example of one of the strongest tech brand company, Apple. The attractive looks and carefully chosen materials of products like the iPhone and MacBook provide the best customer experience. Apple also works on omnipresent advertising campaigns and offers products so good as to constitute a category of their own. Fifth one is building a monopoly. Start small and monopolize. Every startup is small at start. Every monopoly dominates a large share of its market. Therefore, every startup should start with a very small market. It's easier to dominate a small market than a large one. Sixth one, scaling up. Once you create and dominate a niche market, then you should gradually expand into a related and slightly broader markets. Amazon shows how it can be done. Jeff Bezos' founding vision was to dominate all of online retail, but he started only with selling online books. There were millions of books to the catalog, but they all had roughly the same shape. They were easy to ship and some of the most rarely sold books, and also drew the most enthusiastic customers. Amazon became the dominant solution for anyone located far from a bookstore or seeking something unusual. Amazon then had two options: expand the number of people who read books or expand to adjacent markets. They chose the latter, starting with the most similar markets: CDs, videos, and software. Amazon continued to add categories gradually until it had become the world's best online general store. Now let's study the next part, which is the importance of having great foundations. Every great company is unique, but there are few things that every business must get right at the beginning. First and the most crucial decision, whom to start it with. Choosing a co-founder is like getting married, and founder conflict is just as ugly as divorce. So it's really important to choose good co-founder who has equal dedication and interest in your company as yours. Second one, build a team. It's not just founders who need to get along. Everyone in your company needs to work well together. It's very hard to go from 0 to 1 without a team. Third one, marketing and advertising. Marketing and advertising work for relatively low priced products that have mass appeal but lack any method of viral distribution. To reach its end user, a packaged goods company has to produce televisions, commercials, print coupons in newspapers, and design its product boxes to attract attention. Fourth one, viral marketing. A product is viral if its core functionality encourages users to invite their friends to become users too. This is how Facebook and PayPal both grew quickly. Every time someone shares with a friend or makes a payment, they naturally invite more and more people into the network. This isn't just cheap, it's fast too. Fifth point, selling to non customers through media. Selling your company to the media is a necessary part of selling it to everyone else. Even if your particular product doesn't need media exposure to acquire customers because you have a viral distribution strategy, the press can help attract investors and employees. Sixth one, be a salesperson. Everybody has a product to sell, no matter whether you are an employee, a founder, or an investor. It's true even if your company consists of just you and your computer. Look around. If you don't see any salespeople, you are the salesperson. Let's move to the next part, that is the questions every business should remember to avoid downfall or crash. First question, the engineering question. Can you create breakthrough technology instead of incremental improvements? Second, we should ask the timing question. Is now the right time to start your particular business? Third, the monopoly question. Are you starting with a big share of a small market? Fourth question, the people question. Do you have the right team? Fifth one, the distribution question. Do you have a way to not just create but deliver your product? Sixth one, the durability question. Will your market position be defensible 10 or 20 years into the future? Seventh one, the secret question. Have you identified a unique opportunity that others don't see? See, whatever your industry, any great business plan must address every one of them. If you don't have good answers to these questions, you will run into lots of bad luck and your business will fail. If you master all 7 questions, you will master fortune and succeed. Even getting 5 or 6 questions correct might work. But the striking thing about clean tech bubble was that people were starting companies with zero good answers, and that meant hoping for a miracle. Our task today is to find singular ways to create the new things that will make the future not just different but better, to go from 0 to 1. The essential first step is to think for ourselves. Only by seeing our world anew, as fresh and as strange as it was to the ancients who saw it first, can we both recreate it and preserve it for the future. I hope this summary of the book will guide everyone to start his or her own business and innovate something new for future, that is to go from 0 to 1. If you like the content, do like, share it with your friends and relatives. Do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more such distinct videos. Thank you.